Hare Krishna. So today we will speak about spiritual guidance, and I will run you through the outline of the training that we have. We cannot cover everything, but we can do something today. My approach to teaching devotees about this is a little bit different. It's a little bit more on the professional side, and of course it includes devotional side, you will see, but the way I phrase it, it's a little bit sounds like professional training, but I have taken, on the principle of Yukta Vairagya, I have taken the best of the professional knowledge and tried to use it in serving devotees and in training devotees. And many things are very, I would say, appropriate or adequate or compatible with our intentions, our goals. And I will start by reading some parts of this little guide, or little manual. So, spiritual guide helps you to understand timeless success principles. He helps you to translate timeless success principles from the scriptures into practical daily action that brings wonderful results. So the role of a spiritual guide is very practical. It helps devotees succeed by applying the principles of the Bhagavad Gita as it is and other scriptures to release full potential of your body, mind and spirit. And this is done by. So I have intentionally defined this that focus is on the individual and his success. And Prabhupada speaks so much about success. He speaks a lot about success. He speaks about our success. There is a category in Wikipedia which is called success or our success. And he also speaks about the glories of the soul. The glories of the soul, because sometimes we think it's Maya to say that soul is glorious, that you can become glorious and things like this. We don't aspire to become famous, but glory of the soul is when the soul is engaged in devotional service. So this shouldn't be and cannot be denied, that this is the glory of the soul, when the soul connects to God and engages in the service of God. So I have 8 ways how this can be done, how this facilitation of releasing the potential of every individual. So we have been focusing in our movement on expansion, on preaching, first 50 years, and I have been doing the same thing for about 20, 30 years. I have been doing the same thing. But last about 20 years, I have been focusing on helping individual devotees succeed. And this is, I want to share with you my excitement and inspiration for serving devotees. It has helped me so much in my spiritual life. And I have worked with probably about 1,000 devotees so far in the last 30 years. I had over 2,000 sessions, individual sessions. And the more you help a devotee go from here to there, the more you see how they progress, but you also feel that Krishna is pleased and you feel that it benefits you too. So there is so much for you in helping others, and we read some verses yesterday that Vaikuntha planets cannot be attained by those who are not merciful to others. This is a way to be merciful to others and to qualify to attain spiritual world. So we have 8 ways how we help devotees succeed. Enlightening the mind with the wisdom of the Bhagavad Gita as it is, especially in relation to application in the daily life. Enlightening the mind, so understanding the points, understanding how exciting is the Bhagavad Gita, how powerful are the verses as success tools. Verses of the Gita are success tools. There are 700 verses at least few hundred verses can be powerful success tools. Number 2, discovering and applying success principles of the Bhagavad Gita as it is. Just check. Discovering and applying success principles of the Bhagavad Gita as it is. So Bhagavad Gita is full of success principles. One of them is, for example, faith in Krishna. It's a great success principle. One of them is how you communicate. 17:15, Anudvega Kanavakyam, is speaking words that are truthful, beneficial, pleasing, and not agitating to others, and always reciting the Vedic literature. It's a powerful instruction, powerful guideline, and powerful principle which we can use for communicating with others, but we can also use for our own self-talk or inner dialogue, how we talk to ourselves. Discovering and communicating devotees' worth and potential. Now we are learning that we are lowly, we are fallen, low class, but Shastra also highlights the worth of the soul, the glory of the soul, the potential of the soul, Sachitananda. So we want to highlight and clearly communicate to another devotee that he is worth, that he is dear to Krishna, that he is important to Krishna, and that he has an amazing potential. And if people start hearing that they have potential, they will start believing it and start acting in harmony with this. Because either their mind or their parents or the society were telling them that they are bad, that they are useless, that they are incapable, but you are just dedicated to giving them a completely different message, positive message about themselves. The next one is finding together solutions that meet their needs and help them achieve their goals. So it's very important to work together with the devotee, not just tell him what to do or just, prescribe before you diagnose. Prescribe before you diagnose. We need to first understand what is missing. What is missing. For example, if a child is crying, we have to find out why the child is crying. Just yesterday, Dani was crying after watching one video, and I had one idea why she's crying. Not very clear, but I had an idea that somehow she was crying because this video was touched her in some way. But then later, her mother told me that she was crying because she thought that the rabbit in the video died. Is that right?
Yeah, that he needed rescuing.
That he what?
That the rabbit was needing rescue.
The rabbit was needing rescue, and she was crying for the next maybe 15-20 minutes. She was so hurt that this rabbit, but in the video, rabbit is not killed, the rabbit just jumped away. But in her mind, she saw that he needed rescue, and she was so sorry about the rabbit, and I didn't know why she's crying. But her mother found out why he's crying. She talked to her. She understands her better. So similarly with any person, we have to take time to find out what is stopping them, what is the obstacle, what is bothering them, what is blocking them. Then we can help them, or they can help themselves. So finding together solutions that meet their needs and help them to achieve their goals. Inspiring personal improvement. Now, if you're a devotee you are assisting, see how you are always improving, you can inspire them to always work on improving themselves, because if someone improves himself, he will feel very good about himself and about life. If he's always improving. This is one God's law, the law of improvement. If you're improving, you feel better and better in all areas of life. Inspiring personal improvement. 6, appreciating and optimizing what they already have. Now people complain, this is lacking, that is lacking. And when people come to me and say the things are lacking, I ask them, and what do you have already? So let's make a list. What do you already have? And I ask them how grateful you are for this, Do you appreciate this? So to help them to appreciate what they already have, to be grateful, and if we are grateful, God will be inclined to give us more, what we need. If we are grateful for what He has given us already. So in one sense we can say that the beginning of success is being grateful for what we already got, what we have already gotten. And another thing is optimizing what you already have. So, like you have this space in the middle of the city, how can you optimize it? How many hours a day this space is not used? It's just empty and nothing is happening. So if you would have maybe more devotees, this space would be used for Krishna service 24 hours a day or 20 hours a day or 16 hours a day. And you would be optimizing it in this way. Or what can you do in this space? For example, you can close, because I'm a coach, I will immediately close this, put 2 doors, and have a lot of sessions here, with hundreds of sessions. So this way it can be optimized. Then you can have art section here, you can have schedule where different groups are coming and using this space. And in this way, something that God has given you, you are using your intelligence, how to optimize it, how to use it more frequently and more efficiently. 7, discovering new possibilities. So I would like to teach you, and you can teach devotees, possibility thinking. Always look for opportunities, always look what are the possibilities. Possibility thinking means that you always see possibilities in everything. Like this city is full of possibilities for spreading Krishna consciousness. Your life is full of possibilities, but there is always many more options that we see at any particular moment. Because we are not trained to see opportunities so well, so deeply, so frequently. But we can train ourselves to see opportunities, possibilities everywhere by asking ourselves, what are the possibilities here? Asking ourselves more frequently, what are the possibilities here? So discovering new possibilities. And 8, inspiring contribution. So we want every devotee to be fired up, to make a wonderful contribution to this mission, this wonderful mission. And we want to help them to get trained, to get fired up, to get enthusiastic, inspiring contribution. So we can ask them, how would you like to contribute? What you would like to be known for? I mean, what you would like people to say at your funeral? What was your contribution? Imagine that at your funeral, you can hear what people say. And they say, oh, he has done this, he has done that, he has helped me in this way, she has helped me in this way. He or she made a big difference in my life. Or you have fed hundreds of people, thousands of people with prasadam. You have organized many festivals. I mean, what do you want people to say at your funeral? And what kind of legacy do you want to leave? So, inspiring contribution. So what is the essence of spiritual guidance? Okay, before we move to the next one, do you have any questions about these points?
This funeral, this point. See, the point you said is correct. During funeral only people will say anything. During living time, they will not say anything. So that's the controversy here. It's during funeral only they will say all positive points about him. During living, he will not say anything. It's always it is happening in material world.
It's okay. That's a fact. That's a reality. But here, at this point, this is not so important. Here, what is important is what contribution what you want to leave behind you. You know, when you finish your life, what do you like to have accomplished?
And you want your legacy to be.
Yes, legacy. So it's not about people saying something, but it's actually about what you have left. What kind of maybe you have built a temple, or you have inspired so many people, you have supported so many people, you have fed so many people, you have distributed books, You have introduced people to Srila Prabhupada. You have listened to people. You have been there for people when they needed help. So, you have been available. You have given your time. Any other questions about the 88 points? Maybe I should ask after each point.
Repeat the first point?
First point.
Yeah.
Enlightening the mind with the wisdom of the Bhagavad Gita as it is, you don't have to type. You don't have to type anything because you can get this document.
Okay.
You can get it from her. I mean, I have copied everything, so you can get everything from Ramaragava Prabhu if you have Windows, and she's downloading something on her Mac, but much less. But it's not maybe something about Kirtan to be a little softer, because there is
Guys on the
they're speaking very loud. It may be
I was going to say that if you like, I can connect the people in here and send all the material
Yes.
It's
Yes.
better. It's better.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yes.
To send them all these supporting
Get them
material.
additional they like, they can individually ask and we can
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Better.
I have a small question
Yes.
about this last point when we're saying what contribution I would like to do. Anyway, I should somehow to do it and think about it in this attachment mood as well, right? Because I cannot identify myself through the philosophy, what is teaching us to be disattached. Somehow it's here I couldn't say like I have this and have this, which will entangle me into this material world probably. I cannot achieve liberation if I disattach from any results of liberation in spiritual world. If I'm attaching myself to this result. So in this last point, somehow I need to consider this. I'm in disattachment mood. But though for identifying my goals through life, I also need to be like pronounce them to myself as an individual, right? So here this little bit lost in what mood I should propose these goals to myself. Like, should I always think, oh, it's not done by me, it's done by Krishna, material nature?
It's a tricky point. It's a tricky point because we can actually misunderstand the scriptures, and we may think that to be detached means to actually not be ambitious to do a lot for Krishna. But doing for Krishna, who is that? Maharaj?
No.
Can you ask them to be a little softer? Ramarama left to tell them, but he disappeared.
Yeah.
So this point of being detached can actually deceive us to think that I should do less for Krishna. But Prabhupada never said that. He said we should do more for Krishna, which is within our capacity. And so I think ambition to do a lot for Krishna is spiritual, but not for your own fame and glorification. You are doing it because you want to facilitate other conditioned souls to go back to God. So if you want to do a lot in any area of service, that's completely spiritual. And you don't have to be detached from that. But if you are attached to being glorified for what you have done or for being rewarded in a material way, then that is not spiritual. So there is a difference.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So, 8 points. Okay, the essence of spiritual guidance. Now, I propose this, and you have to see how much you can do it. Maybe you can always do this, but to me, this is ideal guidance. What I will explain now in 3 sentences, three lines. Ideal guidance. So, when we have a problem to solve or a goal to achieve, our first question is, what did Srila Prabhupada say about it? And then we look for the relevant quotes and use them as a guide for problem solving or goal achievement. Problem solving or goal achievement. So that means it's good if you have a database, it's good if you know how to use Wikipedia, it's good if you know how to use the online database, how to search and find what you need to guide you. And okay, sometimes maybe you're not able to find, or the devotee with whom you're working, they're maybe not able to find themselves, but you as a mentor can find some quotes that maybe they have missed and that they can help them to solve the problem or achieve the goal. So what does that mean? Basically, we are bringing people to Prabhupada to mentor them, bringing people to Prabhupada to coach them, bringing people to Srila Prabhupada to train them. And that's perfect guidance. What is a spiritual guide? I have given here 12 points about this, I think. Yes? So I can stop at every point and you can ask questions if you have. Dedicated success partner in achieving your goals. So spiritual guide will help you achieve your Krishna conscious goals. Or he will help you to achieve the goals that your guru has given you. But these are also Krishna conscious goals. So he's dedicated to helping you achieve your goals. Support during crisis. Support during crisis. When you are in trouble, he or she is always there, dead or alive. Especially, I'm so upset with devotees who don't contact me when they're in trouble and they know I exist and I'm ready to help them, but they don't contact me. I say, why didn't you contact me? Well, I didn't want to bother you. And I say, bother me! That's my service. This is an opportunity. It doesn't bother me if you bother me. Trainer in communication skills and other life skills. So he will help you how to communicate with yourself about inner dialogue, self-talk, and how to communicate with others effectively. How to communicate with courage and consideration. That's called maturity. Balance between courage and consideration. So you have a courage to express your view, but you have also consider other people's view very, very sensitively. Oh, this is not great. I know, but something fell out of the guitar and I thought it was something else, maybe little screws. There was something in the guitar. Trainer in communication and life skills. Another life skill that maybe you need to train your mentees or trainees is how to make money. Another important life skill is how to change japa. In the morning, attentively, or how to finish 16 rounds within one day by hook or by crook. So life and communication skills. 4, sounding board when making choices. Sounding board means when you want to make a choice, he listens to you. Sometimes he can give you feedback about, you say, what do you think about this? Is this a good choice? So when making choices, especially big decisions, you need a mentor sometimes to consult, or a spiritual guide to consult when making big decisions, or other decisions. Sometimes smaller, but over time you become expert in making good decisions. Source of excellent questions that stimulate high-class thinking. Source of excellent questions. So you should learn the art of asking questions. That will help your service a lot. Motivator when strong actions are needed. Ideally, he will motivate you to motivate yourself, or to get motivation from the acharyas. So how can you motivate people? One great motivational tool is listening. Because when people listen to them speak and then hear what they're saying, they can find amazing inspiration and clarity about what they're supposed to do. Motivator and strong action is needed. Especially when you have to make a bold move or a big change, then your guide can be crucial, can help you a lot. Like move to another country, or change your service, or change your ashram, or take initiation, take sannyas. So when strong action is needed, your guide will tell you, you can do it. Mentor in personal development, always encouraging you to get better in all areas of life, whatever you want to improve. He will be a good example himself. He is doing the same thing. Guide in making spiritual advancement. Again, relating to sadhana, to our behavior, to our reading, prayer, different spiritual activities. So he can guide you and exemplify also with this. Co-designer when developing an extraordinary project. Now, when you have a major project, you can also discuss with your guide about this and get somebody to listen to you, or maybe get some feedback or get some ideas. Beacon means torch, isn't it? Beacon. During stormy times. So especially when we are in difficult times, our vision sometimes becomes covered, and when you can discuss with somebody who is not in that rut or in that trouble, then you can get a better perspective, and you can get more light on, or enlightenment on how to deal with this difficult situation. Wake up call if you don't hear your own. Yeah, so sometimes you need a wake up call. Someone to tell you, what are you doing, and do you want to continue like this with your life, and just being a victim or complaining or blaming, or you want to make a shift. And instead of victim, become a victor. And most importantly, success partner in living a happy and productive Krishna conscious life you can and should live. Success partner in living a happy and productive Krishna conscious life you can and should live. So we don't want only devotees to be happy themselves, but we want devotees to be productive so they can also help others be happy. Not selfishly happy, but selflessly happy. So happy and productive, this is why I add the word productive. So these are 12 qualities of a spiritual guide. And then we have 4 roles of a spiritual guide, 4 mindsets of a spiritual guide, and 4 skills of a spiritual guide. And we have areas of guidance, Gita model for guidance, and what else do we have? We have more, maybe we cannot cover everything. But do you have any questions about these 12? Today we will not have a break because we don't have time. Is there some more water?
I have a question. Some of the things mentioned there in what you were reading require that the mentor has some kind of communication training, at least to how to listen, and so my question is that so do the mentors actually need this kind of training to
Yes, listening, asking questions, this communication, coaching skills, giving feedback, reflecting back, especially thank you, especially listening attentively and asking questions. These are essential skills, and we will practice this today, a little bit later. I will give you some time to listen, but much better than you usually do. Anything else?
Yeah. Through these 12 points, we see that the mentor seems to be very mature and successful person himself or she herself, which means that how you define these criteria for yourself. If we are here to try to understand what is to be a guide, but going through this list, you are kind of like just checking what you are in and what you have, what you don't. Basically, you come to conclusion. So the major part of the skills is not achieved yet, right? So if we are not matured enough spiritually and maybe even materially, should we somehow to take responsibility, or we need to start at least have a thought that I need to learn all this and I
Yes.
need to comply to
Exactly.
all of that.
Yes. You have to come to this standard. But
Yes.
gradually, by practicing. As I said yesterday, first you have a group, then you start these mutual sessions, and slowly you develop the skills. You have first mutual sessions. Yes, anybody else?
I was especially enthused to hear the first 2 or 3, especially the first one about finding quotes from Srila Prabhupada about the problem. But it just occurred to me that Srila Prabhupada is a pure devotee, and most of his quotes are at a very spiritual platform. And when we assist somebody or we quote someone, generally that person, like in most cases, they are in trouble or they have problems, and they won't be so close to desiring elevated goals like how can I chant 16 months properly or things like that. So have you still, despite this situation or paradigm, found quotes for every case from Srila Prabhupada?
You can find so many quotes. I mean, Prabhupada sometimes gives instructions in letters, which are more down to earth. Yeah, you can find so many in conversations sometimes. Sometimes also in books. We are not aware of what is in the books. There is practical instructions. Like for example, there is Bhishma's instructions how to overcome different things. So, for example, this is from Mahabharata, but Prabhupada mentions this in the Bhagavatam purport. To overcome anger, one should learn how to forgive. So sometimes you ask, how can I overcome anger? And Bhishma says, you learn how to forgive. Forgive, but don't be naive. Forgive, but don't be naive. Or give, also give, but don't be naive. Because if you give, people may take advantage. So there is, you need to develop curiosity and taste for exploring or researching, and then you can discover amazing things. It's a journey. Letters, conversations, lectures. I mean, lectures are full of amazing, surprising things. Prabhupada says, so down to earth, so common sense. Okay?
Thank you.
4 roles of a spiritual guide. This will personal example, support, care, guidance, teaching, knowledge, and challenge. These are 4 roles that I've identified through my own experience and the experience of others. So, personal example is essential. Then, caring approach, caring attitude is important. Then, how to guide people. And sometimes when they have trust, when they trust us enough and they agree to be challenged, we can challenge them. Sometimes you can challenge them even if they don't agree, but very sensitively. So example, support, guidance, and challenge. I think this is quite clear. You understand these 4 roles of a spiritual guide. Any questions about that?
So, another question occurred to me, not directly related to what
Okay,
you
it's okay.
said. If you consult the
It's too loud.
you advise him, and he gives you, he explains a problem that's far from being close to spiritual, just sheer material problems, what do? Do you attack those problems
Give me an
as
example.
they are, or do you try to ask them?
Give me an example.
Oh, if the person says, "Oh, I don't like the job I'm working in, what I do."
What?
I don't like the job I'm in. It's a very practical, non-spiritual.
Then you use your coaching skills. Because in coaching, there is unlimited possibilities. So you ask them, okay, so what are the options? And they say, I don't know. Well, go and look.
So even if the problem has nothing to do with his spiritual
But
journey, you still stick to that problem.
Their problem supports their spiritual life. That's
what I mean.
Their problem supports their spiritual life. Not their problem, but this issue. Like if he has a job, you want him to have a better job so he can practice more easily. So you help him to get a better job. Or you can use this approach, preachy approach, where you tell him, well, you are a rascal and probably a demon, so you have to suffer in a bad job forever to get purified. And he says, thank you, and jumps in the Ganga. And says, okay, if I kill myself in the Ganga, I go back to Valkut. So this is, fanatical preaching and accepting preaching. Yeah. So I help devotees to also succeed materially. But I tell them, Krishna will not give you material success if you want to cheat him. And just say, oh my Lord, please give me material success, I will serve you, and then he runs away. I said, don't think Krishna will allow you to do this. So we want devotees to have good jobs, we want devotees to be prominent in the society, but so that they can preach. So you help him with material problems.
Could you also help him with material problems in order to develop that relationship that you construct with?
Well, if you want to show them you care, sometimes people don't even understand spiritual help. They only understand material help. So you can help them in something, but not unlimitedly, just initially. And then, slowly you tell them, look, my role in your life is to help you in your spiritual path. But if you need more material help, go there. And you guide them like this. Okay. Four mindsets, our spiritual guide, has full faith in Bhagavad Gita as it is. Has devotees' best interest at heart. This is not easy. You have to give up envy for this. To have another devotee's best interest at heart. To really wish them well from the bottom of your heart. Another one, very important, believes in the devotee. Believes in their potential. Believes he is eternal servant of Krishna. Believes he is Sachitananda. And always believes that they can do it. They can succeed. This means so much to people, especially those who are insecure or weak or whatever. It gives them strength to, if somebody believes in them.
It changes the person.
Yeah.
When you told that every devotee's best interest in heart more than our self-interest.
No, you don't have to compare. You don't have to compare. Just in their interest at heart. Your interest is important. To your mentor, to your coach, to you. This is okay, we don't exclude your interest, but maybe you're speaking about sacrificing for others or well, you have to see what is reasonable. You have to see. In the airplane they say first put your mask, then help others. So if you want to breathe and work and serve, you have to help yourself first. Okay? The last mindset, curious. So what you are curious about?
To hear more.
Huh?
To hear more.
To what?
To hear more. Hear more about
To hear more about?
these topics.
Okay. I'm curious about curiosity. I said yesterday, when I listen to people, I'm curious about how Krishna is helping them and how Krishna is testing them. If you remember. How Krishna is helping them. So, we are curious how... When I was coming here, I was curious what will happen in Portugal. I was here 5-6 years ago, and what is the situation now? And I have so many pleasant surprises here. Amazing. I mean, I knew it's better than before, but I didn't know it's so much better. Of course, maybe because you live locally, you wouldn't agree. You may say there are so many issues and so many problems.
How many nationals you refer to?
But, you know, you are an amazing yatra.
Nobody from Portugal.
This is an amazing group of
Nobody from
devotees.
Portugal. It's a phenomenon for us.
What?
There is no,
In our
nobody.
area, it's difficult to make local devotees.
It's okay.
New local devotees.
It's okay, but you are here to spread
We need to.
an opportunity. It doesn't matter if you are not from Portugal. We are from the spiritual world. But there is so many improvements here. So many improvements and so many wonderful devotees. I mean, in this my course, more and more people were coming and they were sharing wonderful things also. So curiosity, we are curious how Krishna will help us and how Krishna will test us here. Krishna, he likes when your intelligence is active. Krishna is not inspired if you are like this. I am chanting Hare Krishna, taking little picture and waiting for mercy. I'm waiting that ISKCON leadership changes everywhere, and then I'm going to flourish. I know that ISKCON culture is eating, sleeping, meeting, and defending. So there is meetings, and I have to listen. They don't let me speak very much. So I'm waiting for better times. So no Shastra recommends waiting as a intelligent strategy. So Krishna wants that we are smart, that we use our intelligence, even that we challenge him. I mean, women are better at this, believe me. They sometimes get angry and Krishna, I'm doing everything, you're not helping me, come on. And then Krishna helps. He's afraid of women. He's afraid of the supreme woman, Srimati Radharani, and she is actually in charge. So you who temporarily have female bodies, you can be a little bit proud for now that woman is in charge. But Krishna is defeated by Radharani. He sometimes makes a poem and wants to impress her. She doesn't like it. She goes away. And if you sometimes challenge Krishna, Krishna is not impressed by awe and reverence very much. He is impressed by, some kind of a fight with him or something. So you say, Krishna, come on, we are trying hard. These Portuguese people, they all follow Cristiano Ronaldo. They don't follow us. And, let us inspire them in some way. Let us find out what is making them, tick, what is making them interested. And because they are sleeping like anything. 500,000 people are sleeping. Except us foreigners.
We have a rare exception here.
Therefore, Srila Prabhupada, you should be proud of her. You shouldn't be proud of you, but be proud of her. Srila Prabhupada said, I tell you, Srila Prabhupada wanted us to be smart. He said you should use your intelligence. So he was telling the story of two men, and one is asking him, are you intelligent? Then he started looking in his pocket. He says, "What are you doing?" So if I would be intelligent, my pockets would be full of money. So Prabhupada wants to say that you should use intelligence to make money, not only complain there is no money, ISKCON is not paying me. You should make so much money that you should pay ISKCON, because ISKCON is poor in some places, like here. I don't know. Here ISKCON is pure. I don't know if it's poor, but I know it's pure. So he wants us to use our intelligence. So curiosity is part of intelligence. 4 skills of a spiritual guide: listening, inquiry, expanding options, promoting action. These are 4 skills. There is many skills, but these are like I identified as basic skills for a guide. And today we had a session with Kalindi Mataji, and she can tell you, we had a 10-minute session, and I mean in these 10 minutes she said so many things about what she wants to do. And I had a session with her. She was a coach. We had 2-way session, and I had an amazing resolution of a puzzle that I have in relation to helping another devotee. I had such a precious revelation. What should I tell this devotee and how we should move this devotee forward? Then when I proposed this to devotee, he said Jai. She said Jai. She said yes. So we discovered, by her listening to me, I discovered what was missing to move this devotee to the next level of their life. It was so precious. I mean, I wanted to pay her for the session. But she's, making so much prasadam. So even for this I didn't pay anything. So listening can be a powerful transformational tool if you are listening attentively, and people can think better in your presence. It's really amazing. So listening and asking questions. So I will ask you one question. What would you like to have in your life? Excuses or results?
Results.
And what we are good at? We are good at excuses. So if we want results, we have to get good at setting goals and achieving results. Also, one of your duties is to teach devotees to set goals and work on goals and help them with that. Overcome obstacles. Okay, inquiry, and then expanding options. Helping them to see. How do you expand options? You ask them what else you could do, what else is possible, who else can help you. With the word else, you can make so many powerful questions that expand options. Expanding options. There is always many more options than you see at any particular moment. Expanding options. Expanding the vision. Expanding perception. And promoting action. Okay, what you are going to do and when are you going to report to me? People sometimes beg me to report to me about their japa, about their service, about their preaching, about their relationships. And I say, sure, anybody can report me. Because this keeps them focused. They know I will have to tell somebody what I have done. It helps them, push them to do it better. So promoting action is your job also. To induce them, do something. Don't just wait. Don't just wait. Wait and complain. Complain and blame. Areas of guidance: health, sadhana, service, career, relationships, finances, etc. I have a whole seminar called Financial Competence for Devotees. When I was in Buenos Aires, this was the best attended seminar on all my South American tour. And I got so many pesos, so many of their currency, and God is my witness, this was not my motive for this seminar. But they were inspired. So they were asking, am I rich or something? Is Akrura rich? Maybe how he knows about these things? I don't have to be rich to know how to make money. And there is spiritual principles of money and some professional principles of money. So I shared both of them. And if you like, I can have it here next time I come.
I was just saying to the Ramrago that maybe you should do the seminar here because we are trying to fundraise for the new property.
Or you are fundraising for your family. I mean, everybody is fundraising for themselves also. But money shouldn't be a problem. If you read everything about the money from Prabhupada, you will be so empowered about money, you will believe that Lakshmi is everywhere. They ask Shivaram Maharaj, Maharaj, why are you insisting so much on money? Maharaj writes books about Krishna Leela, he's a philosopher, he's amazing, and he says he's a Vaishya. He says he's a Vaishya. Because he's into money, he pushes devotees to collect money. And one devotee challenged him at the Sankirtan meeting, Maharaj, why are you insisting on collecting money? And he said, money is Lakshmi, Lakshmi is Radharani. Silence. No arguments. So money is energy that comes from Radharani, yeah?
You were saying to us once that when the husband and wife, when they don't fight, then Lakshmi comes.
Yes, it's in the purport.
Is it the same principle that when devotees don't fight in a yatra, then also Lakshmi comes?
Yes, if they work also.
If they don't fight, doesn't mean they don't communicate.
No, that my point is that my question was that if devotees get along and there is a good harmony within the community, then the Lakshmi also comes.
I mean,
Communication.
Vishnu rewards cooperation. He has proven it in the Bhagavatam in 4:8:30 or something. No, 4:38. He has said this. He came. I'm so inspired by pleased by your friendly relationship to Prachetas that you can ask me for any benediction. But also, I mean, if devotees don't fight, that's not enough. They, apart from not fighting, they should do something. Work. Not fighting is a good foundation for inspiring God to give us more money, but we also have to work. But devotees work sometimes.
May I just tell one little thing very quick?
Okay.
About financial, because as you know is my area of expertise, and what I try to communicate is that money is not is a result of an harmony and a balance of good communication, deep understanding, deep notion of how could we all cooperate towards a better goal. And there's it's a very great joy to give. So be healthy enough, able to give to the others, is having an abundance behavior, not just working for what I need to survive. It's not a selfish, but creating enough development and abundance cooperation structures for everybody to be okay. Rich, really healthy people and prosperous people have already enough money for don't do anything else, but they never settle. They prefer to raise hospitals, to decrease some disease all over the world. We know all these examples of foundations, and so people always try with creating different flows and increasing the good vibrations and the energy towards the world. That's why we should look beyond what we are doing for and our purpose, and when we are everything aligned in good communication of our strengths and of our weakness with our group, we can find that team to work with.
Thank you. You reminded me of one thing I wanted to share, that there is three kinds of people. They should, we should, and I will. So I want you to become a person who is in the group number 3 or group number 1, and this is I will. So by your own example, you show how to be abundant, how to give, how to believe in God, how to believe that there is abundance everywhere. You're not afraid that God will not provide, and you can spread this. And by your own example, you can show people that God is maintaining you, so He will maintain them. This faith also, we spoke yesterday about the faith, but faith has to do also with our survival. So this can increase people's faith. What time is it?
It's 8:25.
8:25. So I have a question. Would you like to practice listening and asking questions, or would you like to hear about Gita model for guidance, how to use Bhagavad Gita for spiritual guidance, and how can we develop, how can we help devotees succeed? We have already done that, we will not do this. So for the next maybe 20 minutes, what would you like to do?
Questions?
I would do the practice.
You want to practice?
I would do the practice.
Okay.
Because this material we can do next meeting, we can go through it, or I can send it. But the practice is like you're here and that's something.
I have a commitment in like 4 minutes, so I'll have to leave.
Okay.
So
Okay.
thank you so much. I'm looking forward to the session tomorrow.
Excuse me?
It's for the management and department heads.
Okay.
Okay, Hare Krishna. Thank you.
No, it's for the local management and the department heads. The seminar is.
A question
Yes.
about money.
Yes.
When we notice even like advanced devotees, they are not necessarily rich. No? And I'm thought about this quite a lot, and I believe in Jukta Vairagya. Any wealth or value can be in service of Krishna, but the devotees themselves, they like to live humbly. The real elevated devotees. So I think that it is true that we must work, do something, possibly earn for Krishna, but most of it goes only to Krishna and very
Yeah.
to devotees. No?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think many of our advanced devotees are quite rich.
Okay.
It's true.
Yeah, they have bank accounts, houses, and things like that. But they're using it for Krishna. I mean, I know many leaders who don't have any financial problems, and to live humbly and simply is recommended in the scriptures. But also, Prabhupada dealt with money. Prabhupada sometimes even took a loan. And if this is used in Krishna service, what they have, then it's okay to have this opulence and use it in Krishna service. But if one uses it for his own purposes and his own self-gratification, then this will bring him into trouble and into difficulties, even if somebody is advanced. So it's dangerous.
I also think like that. They say, money is honey, but money is evil, isn't it?
You see, I'm speaking about a situation where a devotee is complaining about not having money, but usually they don't work. So if they don't work, how can they expect money?
They don't have trust, they don't have faith, they don't want to share something with the others. That's why they don't have
Okay, maybe that's
resources. That's something that is blocking.
when somebody's
Some
poor.
beliefs
When
about-
somebody says I'm penniless, I tell them start giving. They say, how can I give? I have nothing. I just told you I have nothing. I say, you see, the reason why you are poor is because in the past you were either a thief or extremely selfish. So now you have to start giving because you are in minus in front of God. And then if they start giving, you don't have money. Give support, give hug, give smile, give service, wash someone's car. when you start giving, then God will help you to get what you need. And when they understand this principle of service and reciprocation, then they will, their situation will improve. But if they don't work and they expect money from ISKCON or from anybody, that's, that's playing little God. So this is the duty of a spiritual guide, is to, put people down to earth and show them what is the reality, and show them sometimes how they are irresponsible. They are expecting from others to serve them. They are not having a service attitude. So this is the duty of a guide.
And when did we came to start to be responsible beyond trying to put goals and share them with others and ask for a consensus? They start feeling the same envy and the same disregard that other time they just feel about the rich ones. So they start being in a balance of character. In some way I would like to be treated and to see, still regarding the world as I regarded previously, but now I have another wisdom, another maturity.
Yeah.
So this
gradual
change is very interesting and delicate. That's why we need a mentor in those moments, and several mentors, I guess. And don't close the contact with one and the others, just because it's easy for me to isolate myself and be tempted by that whole behavior.
Maybe the Shastra says you can have a limited number of Shiksha Gurus, but it can be confusing if you get guidance from many people. But if you have guidance for different areas, because he is expert in this, then that could be fine. But you have one mentor, one guide who is your main guide, and you can always confirm with him, is this decision okay? But for learning about skills, you can have different coaches or different trainers. Okay, so the rest of the time we can have two exercises. We don't have so much time, so they will not be long exercises. One is listening and one is asking questions. And for the listening exercise, we will work in pairs. 3, 6. Kalindi will come back. So we have 3 Matajas and 3 Prabhus. We'll see how can we do that. So for listening, I would like you to, this will be two-way listening. First, one will speak, another will listen, and then you change roles. And you can choose to speak about it, it's important to you. And the listener should listen very attentively, more attentively than usual, to make an effort to listen more attentively than you are listening usual. And see, does this help the speaker? You can see how much your attention. So you will not give feedback, you will not speak, you will not ask questions, but just give full attention to the speaker, and at the end you can ask them, was this helpful for your thinking? So the whole idea is not to listen to respond, but to listen to stimulate better thinking. It's a different approach than usual approach to listening. And 2 of them are not here, then I will have to repeat everything.
No, before we update them.
So that's one exercise, and then the second exercise, I think they should come.
So maybe can we start with these groups? Or what do you think? They will do the groups with
Well,
Please.
please.
I know Kalindi says she'll put Olivia to the bottom.
But in the
Okay, we still will wait.
One person came back.
Yeah, we will wait.
She had to use the bathroom.
Second person came back.
Okay, I will repeat, no problem.
Okay.
You come. Okay, so we will. Okay, so exercises that we will do, 2 exercises. One is listening, but listening, you will have 3 minutes to listen, 3 minutes to speak. So you will shift roles after 3 minutes. And the listening that I want you to do is not that you listen to respond, but you listen to stimulate better thinking of a devotee you are listening to. That means you should listen with great attention, with great interest, as much as you can, and to meditate how, their thinking is better and they are connected to the super soul inside. So this is the listening, and I think I will look at the clock, and I will, after 3 minutes, I will ask you to shift roles. This is one exercise. Another exercise I will explain after this exercise. And I will stop recording because we are doing the exercise.